Live streaming is on.
Okay, guys, good morning. Today we're going to work on fractions again. We're going to work on subtracting fractions with whole numbers and just subtracting mixed numbers. I'm going to give another minute. I might have gone a little bit early, but we'll go over how we're going to do both of those. Okay, guys, welcome. Happy Friday. So, sometimes you guys, you'll see a subtraction problem when you have a whole number, in this case, 3 minus 1/16. And we can make these both fractions really easy. So anything over 1 is going to be the top number. So all we're going to do for this, so 3 over 1 is the same as 3. So all we're going to do is put that 3 over 1, and then we have two fractions. Okay, and we know in this case, the 1 and the 6, the common denominator is going to be 16, because both 1 and 16 go into 16. So we'll put both these over 16. Okay, and in this case, we multiplied the 1 times the 16. So we also have to multiply the top by 16. So in this case, we're going to get 48. And then it's just minus this one, it's times 1, so everything stays the same. So in this case, basically what it'll be is 48. Oh, excuse me, 47. I got to subtract the 1. So it's going to be 47 over 16. And like we talked about yesterday, that might be the answer, 47 over 16. But if it's not, you're going to look at this and be like, oh, you know what? Patrick told me it's an improper fraction because in this case, the top number is bigger than the bottom number. So we consider that an improper fraction. So you're going to be like, okay, I just need to get this to a mixed number. And how we do that, if you remember, we're just going to divide the bottom, in this case, the 16, into the 47. And it's going to go 2 times. So it's 2, 32, and 15 is going to be left over. And I put the 15 over the 16. So what this is going to be is 2 and 15 over 16. Now these two numbers are exactly the same. The 47 over 16 and 2 and 15/16 are exactly the same. One is an improper fraction, one's a mixed fraction. So sometimes it's just going to be, is a 47 over 16, is that one of the answers? Or do I have to, since it's improper fraction, do I have to kind of do one more step and make it a mixed number? It all depends on the answer they're looking for, you guys. So like I said, when you get an answer and you know you did everything right, you see you got 47 over 16, but if that answer's not there, be like, well, that's an improper fraction. So I got to do something, one more step to get it to a mixed number. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do 2 minus 1/3. So we're going to put that over 1, okay? And we know what a 1 and 3 both go into 3. So 3 is going to be our common denominator. Okay. And that's 1 times 3, so I have to multiply 3 times the top. So it's 6 over 3 minus 1 over 3. And then what do I get in that case? I get 5 over 3. Once again, you're going to look at this and hopefully you realize that the numerator, the top number, is bigger than the denominator. It's 5/3. So it's an improper fraction. Okay, so if we don't see 5/3 as an answer, be like, okay, if maybe it's looking for a mixed number. So what we do is just divide the bottom number, the 3, into the top number. We know that goes one time. We're going to subtract the 3 and get 2. And the 2 would just go over the third. So it's 1 and 2/3. So 5/3 and 1 and 2/3 are exactly the same. It just depends what they're looking for. A lot of times when you have an improper fraction, they're going to want you to convert that to a mixed number. And when I say improper fraction, I know we covered this, but that's when the top number, the numerator, in this case, the 5, is bigger than the denominator, which in this fraction was a 3. That's what it means by an improper fraction, because usually we see our fractions 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, but every once in a while you'll get improper one when the top number is bigger than the bottom number. Okay, let's do another one here. Let's do 9 minus 3, 6. Okay, so we're going to put the 9 over the 1, and now we know 6, it's going to be our common denominator. So 6, 6. So 1 times 6. And then 6 times 9 is 54. Minus 3/6 is going to be 51/6. Okay, so once again, hopefully you're clued into this. This is going to be an improper fraction. We see the 51 is bigger than the denominator of 6. So then what we're going to do is we're going to divide the 6 into the 51. And that goes 8 times. That's 48. It's going to be 8 and 3/6. Okay, 8 and 3/6. And one thing, it doesn't have 8 and 3/6. You know 3/6 is equal to 1/2, because you can take 3 out of both, so it'd be 8 and 1/2. Okay, sometimes it's going to ask you to reduce all the way down, and just to show you, 2/4 is the same as 1/2, and 3/6 equals 1/2. 4/8 equals 1/2. Just sometimes you want to take it to the lowest fraction. And this, we're just dividing 2 out. We're dividing 3 out. We're dividing 4 out. If we do 5/10, we're dividing 5 out. These are all these fractions are exactly the same. They're all 1/2. Okay. Sometimes it's going to ask you to simplify down to the smallest fraction we can get. Okay. So one other thing I want to do, and this is kind of going to be the opposite, you guys. So that's when you subtract fractions of the whole number. So sometimes when we're going to get a fraction with a mixed number, which is 7 and 3/4 minus 3 and 1/2. So what we're going to do here, when you have a mixed number, we're going to have to convert this to an improper fraction. So it would be 7 times 4 times 7 is 28 plus the 3. We're going to convert that to 31/4. And the other one we're going to do basically 6 plus 1 is 7/2. So we have 31/4 and 7/2. And we know our common denominator is going to be 4, because 2 goes into 4 2 times. So we're just going to put these over 4. That one's going to stay the same. And this one, if we have to multiply 2 times 2 to get to the 4, we multiply the top. So that's going to be 14. And this one would be 17 over 4. Okay, so that might be the answer. If it's not, you're going to be like, oh, well, it's an improper fraction because once again, this top number, the 17, is bigger than the 4. So then we just do the 4 into 17, and that goes 4 times, and there's 1 left over, and it just goes over that. So it'd be 4 1/4. So 17 over 4 is equal to 4 1/4. One is an improper fraction, one's a mixed number. So just remember sometimes you might have to reduce just a little bit more. And keep in mind, you guys, when you see a mixed number, be like, okay, oh, okay, I just have to convert that to an improper fraction. It's almost we're doing the opposite. We're taking the mixed number and we're turning it into an improper fraction. Let's do one more here, you guys. We'll give pen a little bit smaller here so it's easier to see. So if we get, how about we'll use 7 again. We'll get 7 1/2 minus 1 1/4. So we're going to convert both these to, in order to do a subtraction, we're going to convert both these to a mixed number. Okay, so this will be 7 times 2 plus the 1 is 15 over 2. And this is going to be 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5 over 4. Okay, and then we know our common denominator, we're going to look at the 2 and 4 and be like, oh, 2 goes into 4. So 4 is going to be the least common denominator, or least common multiple. In this case, we're going to make both these fractions over 4. So 4 is going to be our denominator. And 2 times 2 is 4, so we have to multiply top times 2. So that's going to be 30. And this one's just going to stay 5/4. And then we have 25 over 4. So we're back to that improper fraction. So that might be the answer. But if it's not, be like, well, it's an improper fraction. I've got to convert that to a mixed number. Okay. And then 4 will go into 25 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. There's going to be 1 left over, so it just goes over that. So that would be 6 1/4. And both these are the exact same fraction. One is written as an improper fraction. One is written as a mixed number. Okay, so we'll do one more. How about we'll do 9 1/2, 9 1/2 minus 4 2/4. Okay, the first thing we're going to have to do when you have a mixed number, and this is addition also, you guys, we're just doing subtraction here, but if we're doing addition, it'd be the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, I'll just make this an addition problem. Okay, so we have 9 1/2 plus 4 2/4. So we got to convert it to a mixed number. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1 is going to be 19 over 2, and this one's going to be 4 times 4 is 16 plus 2 is 18 over 4. Okay, and then we're going to realize, well, 2 in the 4, 2 goes into 4, so 4 is going to be our denominator. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, then 2 times 19 is 38, plus 18 over 4. And then if I do 38 plus 18, that's 48, that's 56 over 4. And then I'm going to be like, oh, that might be the answer. But if it's not, I'm going to realize, well, it's an improper fraction because the top's bigger than the bottom. And then you just do the simple division problem. Be like 4 goes into 5 1 times. And then bring down the 6, and 4 goes into 16. So really what the answer is 14. We don't even have a fraction because in this case, it comes out to be an even number and there's no remainder left over. So 56 over 4 is the same as 14. So when you're looking for the answer, sometimes it might give you improper fraction. You're just going to say, okay, that's 56 over 14. But if you don't see that, be like, okay, it's an improper fraction. I've realized the top number, the 56, is bigger than the bottom number. So what do I have to do? I just have to divide the bottom number into the top, and if there's a remainder, I put that as a fraction. In this case, there wasn't a remainder. It went in evenly. So the answer is going to be 14. But like I said, both these 56 over 4 and 14 are the exact same. Just like up over here, 25 over 4 is the same as 6 and 1/4. And up here, 17 over 4 is the same as 4 and 1/4. Okay, so it's just a matter of making sure that you realize when you see you get an answer and the top number is bigger than the bottom number, that, well, that's an improper fraction. And if that answer isn't listed, I just have to do one more step. I just have to divide the bottom number. So in this case, it'd be the 4 into the 7 and get a mixed number. Or in this case, we didn't even get a mixed number. We just got a perfectly even number, 14. So sometimes it works out that the answer is going to be a whole number. And sometimes it's a mixed number. It's a whole number with a fraction. So I'll go ahead and post some subtracting fractions with whole numbers and also subtracting mixed numbers. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.